Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it is currently 11:38 p.m. on Thursday evening. On Thursday evening, going into Friday. And my husband and little dog are upstairs getting ready to go to bed. And Alex is like scrolling through Instagram and stuff. So I said, I'm going to come out and I'm going to vlog. And then I'm going to watch an episode or two of a TV show. And then I'm going to go to bed. And I have a San Pellegrino right here. Let's see what this is. This is blood orange and black raspberry. So I'm going to crack that open and have a little drink with you guys while I'm relaxing for the evening. So we just got home about a half an hour ago, I think. We went out to dinner tonight with Melissa and Jason and Aaron and Eric, and I posted a picture on my Instagram because there was this guy that was walking through the parking lot when we were leaving, and he was so nice, and he was like, do you want me to take a picture? And so we took a picture, and we took like several pictures, but I just posted this one picture. But anyway, yeah, so we had a really, really good time. I'm trying to think of what to tell you guys since I vlogged last, but I vlogged at like, I think it was like 5 or 6 or something like that this afternoon. I came home and posted my vlog. Thank God it was like ready to go. So since then, all I've done is get ready for dinner, go to dinner, and come home. So I don't really have tons to share with you guys as far as what this night was like. I wore what I always wear, which is a pair of black shorts and this black button-down collar Ralph Lauren shirt that is kind of my go-to whenever we go out to dinner somewhere because it's real comfortable. And I knew that we were sitting outside tonight because Alex wanted to sit outside. And it was like it was like 81, it was like in the low 80s. And I was like, it's gonna be kind of warm outside. And it was interesting where we were sitting because we were sitting at this like table where there was like 3 on one side and 3 on the other. And the sun was like over here, but it was going right into my eye. And even if I put my sunglasses on, like it didn't help. So I was like, I'm in the worst seat. How am I in the worst seat? But anyway, we had a really good time. Chips and salsa. We went to a restaurant called Verde here in Indianapolis, and there are, I think, 3 or 4 different locations. It's locally owned, and the owners are super, super nice. Alex has introduced me to the guy a couple times, and his wife, and just really great food. And they do a lot of like bands and DJs and stuff like that. They didn't tonight, but it was crowded. It was really, really crowded tonight, especially the outside seating area. So we had chips and salsa, and then we got queso, and then we also got guacamole. And I'll tell you, do you guys want to know what everybody had? People seem to like when I talk about the food on here. So I have learned when I go to Verde that like I always order some big main course, like a vegetarian burrito. They actually have quite a few vegetarian options on the menu and vegan options. I think mostly actually vegetarian options. I don't know if they have any vegan options, but I usually get like some vegetarian burrito, and then I'm so full that I don't eat it. Or I'll get like empanadas and street corn with like rice on the side and stuff like that. So tonight, since we did the queso, I just got the 3 empanadas, and they're like cheese and corn empanadas. And I love the empanadas from Verde, but I have to tell you tonight they weren't really that good. I told Alex on the way home, I said, they kind of just tasted like Hot Pockets. Like they were really doughy. And he was like, did they not have enough stuff inside of them? I go, yeah, there wasn't, because there was like corn and cheese inside of them, the ones that I got. And it just didn't have very much stuff inside. They just were really doughy. And then I actually asked her for a little side of rice, and so she brought that out because I just wasn't really into the empanadas. And I kind of mixed it with sour cream. So anyway, and then Melissa was sitting next to me to my right, and she got steak fajitas, and it came out on this like big like butcher block, and then it had like sour cream and guacamole and stuff with it, and so she loved hers. Alex was down on the end, and he got some kind of steak, and it was like this big kind of like I don't know what it was called, but anyway, he said it was really good, except for that he ordered it. He doesn't like it, like, I can't remember what he said he ordered it. But it came out like well done. He was like, he doesn't like it like that at all. So anyway, he likes it like medium, and it came out like well done. But he said he ate all of it anyway, and he liked it, and it had like sides with it. It came with like rice and stuff. And then Jason got, I think, chicken fajitas, and he ate all of his too. And then Eric, I feel like he got some kind of burrito, and Aaron got some kind of burrito as well. And then we had churros for dessert, and they brought it like out in this little like train caboose kind of thing. It was real cute, and it had like ice cream and had these things on top. It had like churros and like one thing, and then it had like ice cream, and then it had caramel, and you could like dip it in there, and so that was really good. And then they also brought out, because we were going to birthday dinner for Melissa, Alex, and I. And then Eric's birthday is actually next Friday, so it's kind of like the four of us, our birthdays. And so they brought out like 2 tres leches cakes. They brought out 2 tres leches cakes, and so we had those as well. By then, I was so full, and the tres leches cake was so good. They have put like blackberries or something on it with like this berry sauce. It was really good, but I was so full by that point. I was like, oh my God, I can't even eat. And we just sat out there and talked. It's actually not too bad tonight. Like once the sun set, I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit. Once the sun set, it's really nice to sit outside. It's cooler, and I mean, it's not cool or cold by any means, but it's cooler. Speaking of which, Alex and I were just in the bedroom, and I was like, it is so hot up here. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, should we, I was like, somebody's texting me, I'll just read it afterwards. I was like, should we buy some kind of like just individual unit for our room? If you guys have questions about the air conditioning, I discussed that on my last vlog. Yes, we do have air conditioning. It just doesn't reach the top floor. Like the second floor, it doesn't, the second floor never gets cool or that cool. And so I said, should we buy like a unit or something just for this room? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, but everybody's complaining about it. We were talking about it at dinner tonight, and everybody was saying, yeah, like our second floor is really bad. Like it's like an attic. It's so hot. Everybody is talking about it. It's not just us. It's not just our house. So I don't know that buying one of those units would really help that much. Plus, when I was talking to Caroline the other day, because her husband has one in his office upstairs, she said they're like $400 or $500. And I'm really not trying to spend $500 on buying a unit just for the summer in our bedroom if we don't have to. But it's hot, like hot, like you don't need. They're not hot, but like warm enough that you don't need any blankets on you with the fan directly on you. So I mean, like on a night like tonight, we could open the windows. But it's such still, like I've talked about this before, it's such still air. We don't get really any kind of draft going through the windows in our bedroom. Plus, we have the blackout curtains, so it won't be dark in the bedroom. I remember when I was a little kid, and I couldn't sleep at night because it was so hot. And I remember my dad would tell me just to lay really still. He would say, just lay still, and you'll get cool. I can remember he would tell me that. We had air conditioning, I mean, but I can just remember him being like, just lay still, stop moving, you'll be fine. I think about like taking like hot baths, you know, when I was a kid. Like we would play outside, you know, all day and all night. And I must have got like a lot of sun as a kid too. And we went swimming a lot, you know. And then like at night I would go inside and take like a hot bath. But my mom, I feel like she opened the windows and turned off the air conditioning as soon as like the sun went down. Because my mom was big on like fresh air in the house and airing out the house, and she would always say that it was like so expensive to run the air conditioning at night when years later, I would tell her, I'd say, because she did that, like, even when she lived here. And I'd say, Mom, like, do you not realize, I told her this when we lived in the house I grew up in, that, like, you're turning off the air conditioning from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or whatever, right? But then it's getting so warm inside that when you turn your air conditioning on, it's having to work overtime and you're getting charged for that, for it to cool the house down to where you want it to be during the day. So it's kind of pointless. It would be cheaper and more cost efficient if you would just leave it like at 70 or 74 even, or whatever you want to leave it at. And she's like, no, that's not true. And I'm like, what do you guys, I would be interested to know what you guys set your air conditioner at. Caroline was telling me that she gets so cold in the house that she sets it at like 74. And I'm like, 74? We set ours at 70 and that feels high. Like I said yesterday, I mean, we could do 69, 68, but we don't want our air conditioner to stop working, so. I do know that my neighbors, like when I talk to them, and like my neighbors that are older, they'll say that they keep it at 73 or 74. I just feel like that's so hot. So anyway, yeah, we came home, and then I posted the vlog, and then I was laying in bed with Alex and little dog. And I was narrating a story told by Boo Radley. Because, you know, I used to do that with all of the dogs, but now I obviously just Boo Radley. And so I said, Boo Radley, it's supposed to be hot tomorrow. And he goes, it is? He goes, I might have to go for a swim in the creek. Creek, but we call it a creek, see? Because he's country. I said, Boo Radley, you call it a creek? And he goes, yes, I'm country. My brother Tucker was from the city, but I'm country. He goes, I still wear my cowboy hat because I like to go to the boot, scoot, and boogie. I like to do line dancing. Alex was like laughing. He was like, you are so dumb. And I was like, what do you like? Do you like to go for a swim in the creek? He's like, I like to go for a swim in the creek, and I like to chase after the fish and catch crawdads. I said, you like to catch crawdads? I used to do that when I was a little kid. He goes, I love to go for a swim, and it's so cool in the creek. And yeah, and I like to take adventures because I'm an adventure country dog. I like to imagine Boo Radley, you know, like floating down the river on some kind of raft that he handmade, you know, and he's just waving with his paw to like all the people on the side of the riverbanks, you know. Oh my God. Little Boo Radley, a pair of overalls. So let's talk about Stevie Nicks, shall we? So this came up at dinner tonight. So Alex texted me the other night, like the night of his birthday. He was like, he was like, did you know that Stevie Nicks was in town tonight? He was like, you never said anything about it. But he like texted it to me, and then he texted me something right after that about his birthday night. He was like, okay, so we're going to be blah, 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 getting here at such and such time. And I was like, I think it was, he texted it to me like after he had already left, before like Sarah came to pick me up. So I didn't respond about the Stevie Nicks thing. And partly because I didn't want him to feel bad, like, oh, I was missing out on somebody that I would love to see kind of thing. So it came up at dinner tonight, and Alex said, he goes, and I forgot that he knew her from like Coven on, who is texting me? That he knew her from Coven on American Horror Story. So he's like, well, I would have wanted to go see Stevie Nicks. I said, what? He goes, no. He goes, if I had known, if you had told me. And I purposely didn't tell him because I didn't want him to feel bad about like me, like missing somebody that I wanted to see for my, you know, on my birthday. And he would have done the same thing. I mean, if it was a concert that he wanted to see, he would have not gone to it because of doing something with me for my birthday. Even if I said go, like, I don't care. He would still be like, no, we're spending your birthday together. And so, and at that point, I really didn't have anybody to go with, first of all. And second of all, even if, like, I did, and I had, like, 4 friends that are like, we're going to Stevie Nicks, here, we got a ticket, do you want to go? Like, I don't even know. I mean, it's so far out there and stuff like that, even though I would love to see her. I just don't go to concerts anymore. To me, honestly, I know people are going to be like, seriously, Peter? It's kind of just, like, getting in and out. Like, this place that it's at, They used to call it Deer Creek back in the day. But it's like you are stuck in traffic going in, you're stuck in traffic going out. It's like a long walk, which with my back, I don't know that I could have done that. And then you're standing for like the majority. I just don't know that I could have enjoyed it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I didn't say anything. So tonight, he was like at dinner, he was like, I would have gone and seen her. He was like, I would have done that for my birthday. He was like, I love how she's like all magical and witchy and stuff like that. He goes, I would have totally gone to see her for my birthday. And I was like, okay, well, I'll remember that for next time. So, but I'm not upset about it, like at all. A couple people sent me video clips. A couple people that watch my vlog sent me video clips of, what do you call it, of Stevie performing and stuff like that, which was really cool. I think she performed Gold Dust Woman because somebody sent me something. I couldn't really hear like what she was singing, but they sent me this clip and they said Gold Dust Woman. So I don't know if they just meant that she was singing it or if they meant that like they just called her Gold Dust Woman, because I always say in my videos on my drama channel, you know, rock on Gold Dust Woman, take your silver spoon, dig your grave. That's the lyrics to it. But anyway, yeah, I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, I may have even talked about it on here. There's just not that many people I care to see in concert anymore. I've seen so many people in concert. Like when I was in my younger years, oh my God, I went to so many concerts. But I just don't really care as much anymore, you know? I still like live music. We're thinking about doing like a trip with the 3 couples that we went to dinner with tonight. For like basically for my birthday, because you know, since I'm not flying and stuff like that. And so we were gonna do either like Chicago or Nashville, but I think we've decided on Nashville. We just don't know when we're gonna do it yet. But we were talking about it because Alex was like, well, I don't really want to go to country bars in Nashville. And I'm like, well, I like country music and I do want to go to a country bar, at least, you know, one, just to go into it and see it. I said, plus it's Nashville. I mean, Nashville is known for live music. Like, I want to experience that like once in my life if we go to Nashville. So we were kind of talking about everything that we were going to do, you know, like if we went to Nashville. And Alex was like, well, that's cool. You know, we can do whatever. He doesn't really care. He just wants to go to Nashville. So we're going to do that. I don't know when we're going to do that yet. Alex's friend turns 30, and he is going to Las Vegas for her birthday at the end of the month. Well, at the end of July. So he'll be going out there. And then I think we're trying to figure out like how we'll do Nashville, like what weekend it will just be like a weekend. It'll be like 2 nights. And Alex was like, we should get one of those Sprinter buses like they do in the Real Housewives, you know, and take it there and back. That would be really fun, which I totally think it would be really fun. So we might do one of those, which would be, I would love that. He was looking up the cost tonight at dinner to see how much it was if we were all going to like pitch in together. I don't know if you would like hire somebody to drive it down there for you or whatever. Summer kind of seems like it's going fast, and then it doesn't seem like it's going fast. Like it seems surreal to me that my birthday is going to be next week, but then not really. Like, it feels like June has kind of like really dragged on a little bit. You know, it feels like it's been a long time since Memorial Day weekend, which I don't mind, trust me, because I can sit out here and I can enjoy, you know, the outside and all that kind of stuff and talk to my neighbors and whatever. And in Indiana, that'll probably last till the end of October, the beginning of November. But then the weather becomes rather, you know, you just don't ever know what it's going to be. Like it could be rain, it could be snow, it could be sleet, it could be 80, 90. I mean, we've had 80, 90 degree days in November. You know, what do they call that? Something summer. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I feel like there's a song called that. Something summer, like when it's really warm, but it's like late in the year. So I was going through my shows tonight with Erin, and I was asking her like which one she's watched. And I gotta cross my legs. And so she was telling me like which ones she liked and whatever, and most of the ones that she had seen or watched, she was like, "Oh my god, they're so good." But when I got to Yellow Jackets, she was like, "Oh my god, that is so good." So I'm like halfway through the season. I think I watched 3 or 4 episodes when we were in Miami for Valentine's Day, and then I stopped watching it, and so I haven't watched it since. I actually, what is Yellow Jackets on? Let's see. I think it's on HBO Max, or is it on Prime? I think maybe I was watching it on Prime. Yellow Jackets. Yellowstone, that's another one that people tell me to watch all the time. Yellow Jackets Season 1. No, I've had to see more. What? Where is it? Where did I have to watch it? Because it's telling me that I can only watch the first 2 episodes. Watch Yellow Jackets. Oh, if I'm going to have to go in Showtime. I don't think I have. If I have to go into some special thing and buy it, I'm going to be mad. Okay, I don't have it on Hulu. How did I watch it then? Did I just watch it through cable? Yellow Jackets. Here it is. Yep, I watched the first 4 episodes because it says watch next. Episode 5. So how many episodes are there? 6. Yeah, I watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there was 10 episodes. So I think I'm going to finish that, and I'm going to watch The Old Man. And then the other shows that she told me that were really good were... She said The Flight Attendant was, like, goofy funny, which is so weird because that's not how the book was. She said Ozark was really good. Midnight Mass was really good. The Servant was really good. She said it has 3 seasons. Her husband watched Archive 81. He said it was okay. She loved You. Her husband watched Station 11. He thought it was okay. 9 Perfect Strangers, she said was good. Big Little Lies was great. Little Fires Everywhere, she said was good. Alex and I are going to actually start watching One of Us is Lying again because we don't, either one of us remember it. And then, I Don't Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream. Alex said Scream has 3 seasons on TV. Where do you watch it even? Watch Scream TV series. I think it was an MTV series. Oh, it's on Netflix. 3 seasons. Okay. Watch. I Know. It came up. I Know My First Name is Steven. That's that Captive Audience documentary that was based on that. Well, I mean, it wasn't based on, but that Lifetime movie. I Know What You... He just walked downstairs. I can hear him inside. What You Did Last Summer series. $2021. Amazon Prime. Did I know what you did last summer get renewed? Because that's really the important thing. The new take on the slasher won't live on into season 2. I know what you did last summer won't survive another year of slasher fun. Deadline is reporting that the Amazon Prime Video has canceled the horror season after just one season. Alex said that it could go both ways. Like, you could watch it or you didn't have to watch it. So I don't know if I will. Did any of you watch it out there? What'd you think? Did you like it? I wonder what he was doing downstairs. Oh my god, you guys. Shh, tell you a secret. So, let me tell you what I bought at Trader Joe's. I bought caramels covered in chocolate, dark chocolate. Their candy is so good there. And I remembered years ago that when I moved into my last apartment with my ex, my friend who, anyway, that I've known, like, that I talk about how we went on one date and then we decided we'd be friends. He and his boyfriend at the time bought us, like, a big basket. It was such a nice housewarming gift filled. It's like a basket that they bought, but then they filled it with Trader Joe's stuff, like coffee and tea and all this kind of stuff. And I remember that they put in these chocolate covered espresso beans, which is like I love them, right? But I'm always like, how many are you supposed to eat? Because you just get real wired for sound on chocolate covered espresso beans, right? Well, if you've never been to Trader Joe's before, they have these like plastic, just real plain containers of like the best candy in the world, okay? And it's like, I wouldn't say it's obscure stuff, but it's stuff that you wouldn't normally think about. It's kind of like, we used to have this store here in Indianapolis that my mom loved, and it was called the Cheese Shop, right? And it was like different kinds of cheeses, and she would always get them for like when she would have me over for the Oscars and stuff, and it would be like, you know, like raspberry cheese or whatever, but it was, the whole store was all cheese stuff. And then they would have like some like high-end like preserves, you know, and whatever, jams, cool stuff to have like a tea party, right? It was like really cool stuff. But they also had like this whole area that was all like international chocolates, or they would have like chocolates that you don't normally think of. Well, Trader Joe's has a lot of chocolates like that. Like this, the cheese shop back in the day, it was in the fashion mall, would have had like chocolate covered espresso beans, like way back in the day, right? So, like the chocolate that they have at Trader Joe's is not the kind of stuff that you would just see if you went to the Meijer or something like that, or the Speedway gas station. So they have really cool stuff in there. So anyway, I was looking at their chocolate the other day. I was like, I'm going to get some chocolate. It's my birthday. I told Alex tonight we were coming home. I said, okay, now I lost all this weight and I'm kind of just stagnant. So I may have gained like 2 pounds, maybe 3 back. And I was like, I need to start eating better again once my birthday week is over. He just started laughing. Because we're going into my birthday week now, okay? 50. And I like to kick. So anyway, but I was at Trader Joe's and I was like, I have half of a hummus sandwich just still in the fridge, that and some pasta salad that I haven't eaten. I had the other half of the sandwich late last night. Oh, that is what I did. I woke up, I said that I woke up at like 12:30 or 1 and I went back to bed. At some point in the night I woke up and I came downstairs and I ate that half of that hummus sandwich with a caramel. Okay, and I watched some drag thing. What did I watch? Hold on a second. I'll tell you because I have it here in my library. I watched Silky Nutmeg Ganache at Miss Continental Plus, and I watched Sunny Delight at Miss Continental, and I watched Mimi Marks, I'm Losing You, and I watched Daniel Hunter, It's All Coming Back to Me Now. And then I watched Emma Chamberlain reacts to her viral video. She was like on Jimmy Kimmel or something. And Maddie Ziegler at peace about never talking to what's her face again. And so yeah, that was, oh, you know what I'm watching actually a lot of, if this I don't know if you guys will care if you'll find this interesting or not. But I've been watching a lot of Jenna Marbles and Julian, her boyfriend or fiance, their videos together. Is it Julian or is it Julian? I feel like when he talks about himself in third person, he says Julian. But I swear, I thought it was Julian. Am I losing my mind about this? I don't know. It's going to stop. Hold on a second. Okay. But I've been watching... Like, I started by watching Making Our Series Talk to Each Other. Like, their series from their phone. And they're such a cute couple. And this was 7 years ago. Oh, I know what I did. I started researching because I wanted to see if there was, like, any video clips of, like, Jenna Marbles just, like, being on the street and somebody, like, saw her walking or whatever. Because I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been anything that has come out about Jenna Marbles in all this time. And so, and I loved Jenna Marbles. Like, back in the day, I know people have their issues with Jenna Marbles, but I think that Jenna Marbles has... I just loved Jenna Marbles, and she's a huge reason why I'm on YouTube, and I loved her dogs and all that kind of stuff. So the fact that she's just been, like, completely not caught by... I mean, like, TMZ hasn't said anything about her. I mean, she's been nowhere, right? Like, and she can't just be, like, in that house forever. I mean, I'm sure she goes places. And I had noticed that there was, like, a picture that got picked up. This could have been from, like, last year or something, but I don't think so. And it was, like, on Julian's Instagram on Valentine's Day, walking down the street, but you could only see her from the back, and people were like, oh, it's Jenna. That's, like, it. Like, so I was searching on YouTube to see if there were any videos of, like, where Jenna Marbles is now, and so I was searching for it. And that's how these videos of him came up. Also... Somebody asked me, so Julian has a collaboration that he's doing with Hollow Taco, which is the nail polish that he wears. And somebody asked me, because they know that I'm interested in nail polish, if I would buy it and do a review of it. Well, like, I got on the website, like, the day it came out, and it was sold out. Like, all of it. There's, like, one color, and it's, like, a brown color. And other than that, I wanted to get the... It was like a 3-unit set that had like 3 colors in it. It was like black, and I don't know what the other 2 colors were. But anyway, you can go over there and look at the website. The website's still up. It's just they're all sold out. They might all be sold out now. At that time, the only one that was still available was like a brown that I would never wear anyway, and I wasn't just going to review it doing, you know, one. So anyway, but that's how I got watching. I really like him. I really like him, period. And I just think he seems like such a kind guy. And I think he's super attractive. And I just love his style, everything about it. And so I was watching his videos. And what was that sound? Or I was watching their videos together from the past, like before she left YouTube. That was a lot of what I was watching before that. I watched the most random stuff on YouTube. Honest to God, like, the most of what I watch is drag clip stuff. Like, I watch Kalani Productions and Drag Lover. And there are these 2 channels that just, like, put up constant, like, drag clips from past drag pageants from, like, all the way to, like, the late 80s to today. And I just watch one clip after another, after another, after another. And then, depending on what, channel, like, I'm on is... Oh, this is so funny. I just pulled up my review videos, and it's Burt's Bees Holiday Chapsticks Review. Got 9.9 thousand views on it from 3 years ago. That's crazy. Guys, some of these reviews got really good views on them. Trying the e.l.f. Hydrating Bubble something, 9.3 thousand views. I'm going to have to start trying some of these. These are like beauty stuff that I tried. Our Dude Wipes Junk, 20,000 views on my review channel, you guys. I had no clue. Ulta Beauty 2019 Advent Calendar, 11,000 views. I guess this proves, like, I should have known. I guess this proves that I could, that unboxing Soap and Glory Holiday Glam Box. You know that box was from Walgreens and it was like $20, and I to this day swear by it. I love Soap and Glory products. I love them so much. Trying products I had never tried before. these are all like beauty review videos. I haven't done beauty review videos in a long time. I've got bags of stuff upstairs. Should I try it? Well, now I got all kinds of review videos to do. I've got like literally like 3 bags of stuff I bought in the last 2 months sitting in our bathtub that we never use. Favorite all-time colognes. Opening Meyer beauty box. This is kind of crazy. These are fun. I'm going to have to do some more beauty review videos on here. Okay, so that was, I was on my review channel. Yeah, looking at stuff. Let's go into my vlog, because that's usually... See, here it is, right here. Like, this is from Kalani Productions. This one was just recommended to me. Sweet Savage, she was a female impersonator from years ago. She passed away since. Question and answer asked by Naomi Sims, Entertainer of the Year 92. Naomi Sims was the very first National Entertainer of the Year. They didn't even call it National Entertainer of the Year. And then I think maybe she's an emeritus now. And like, I'll just kind of like look through here at things. Like, this is interesting to me. Deborah Winger on The View in 2008. Like, I love Deborah Winger from Terms of Endearment, so that would probably be something that I would watch. Miss Continental 2016 contestants, that's something that I would watch. The Big Changes We Made to Our House by Ryland Vlogs is probably not something I would watch. Was that recommended to me? Because I'm not subscribed to him. I don't dislike his vlogs, though. Tyler the Medium locates Fruza Balk's late brother in her house. I think he's a fake. I'm not impressed by him. Oh, How to Use Intuition by Teal Swan. That's probably because I looked up all of her videos after I watched that. We were just talking about her tonight. She is so scary, isn't she? Oh my God. I'd be scared to be part of her team. Okay, I'm so glad this came up because I wanted to tell you guys about this. So, one of my favorite game shows, probably my favorite game show, you all know I love game shows, I love Family Feud and all of it, right? But when I was a kid, there were different game shows. I loved Pyramid. I loved Price is Right. The Price is Right was probably my favorite game show because I watched it with my grandma and my mom. Like if I was home with my mom or whatever, I would watch that with her, you know? And I also can remember like days that I would be sick from school or snow days that we would watch The Price is Right as well. But the other one that I really, well, what was the one where the whammies, no whammies? I don't know what that was called, but I loved that one too. But my favorite, okay, my favorite, well, my mom and I, we all, like, and this wouldn't have been when I was real young. This would have been when I was like, probably when it started. I don't even know what year it started. I'd have to look. But we would watch, excuse me, this must have been like, Little House on the Prairie would have been like on the hour before this, and then my mom, but it was from 7 to 8. I do know that because at 8 o'clock was when like the major television channels started in Indiana. But from 7 to 7:30 was Wheel of Fortune, and from 7:30 to 8 was Jeopardy. And my mom, like when I was in middle school and high school, we watched that a lot. But my favorite game show growing up was Sale of the Century. Okay, do you guys remember it? Oh my! So I don't think I have seen Sale of the Century. I don't know, probably since 6th or 7th grade, because that's when it went off the air, I think. So I searched Sale of the Century the other day on YouTube, and there's literally, oh, it says final NBC show, March 24th, 1989. So it would have gone off the air, I guess, when I was a junior. Yeah. So, I'm looking at it right here. They have it on YouTube. They have all the Sale of the Centuries. And you can look up any game show. They have Love Boat. If you guys want to watch the television shows that I watched when I was growing up a kid, okay? Charlie's Angels, the originals, like the original year stuff too. Even though I watched it when Cheryl Tiegs or whatever her name was on it, I would watch some of the time. That ended up being Farrah's like niece or sister or cousin or something. I didn't like that whole storyline. Love Boat, Fantasy Island, Dallas, Dynasty. Dallas, kind of. Really, Dynasty I watched a lot with my mom. Wasn't a big Falcon's Crest person. I don't remember the other one that took place from the apartments where they lived, like in the middle of the apartments. You guys remember that? Really, Little House on the Prairie, Love Boat, Fantasy Island. Those were big ones. Game shows like Sail the Century. I never, like, when I'm, like, on the spot, I can remember, like, what TV shows I watched. But we were kind of a big, you know, like, I don't know, I'm not ashamed to say this. We were a big TV family. Like, we watched a lot of TV. Like, my mom and I would, like, we'd be done with, you know, dinner, and we'd, like, have a bowl of ice cream each, and we would watch TV. We would, like, watch the evening movie from 9 to 11, you know, or whatever on the weekends. And, like, I spent so much time with my mom when I was, like, in middle school. That was what we did. We watched a lot of TV. And also, we rented a lot of movies. Like, I've talked about this before. How old would I have been? Because I feel like I was still in tennis camps, or I was maybe taking private lessons at this point. I would have been 11 or 12, I think. Something like that. But my mom picked me up for my birthday. And it was just like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something. And I was old enough that she knew I didn't have any friends. And she said, you know what? She was like, sweetie, what do you want to do? We can do whatever you want to do for your birthday today. If you want to go get a cake from, you know, whatever you call it, Baskin Robbins, because I always wanted an ice cream cake when I was growing up or whatever. And my mom was a penny pincher. You have to remember that. Like, she didn't like to spend a lot of money, and I didn't want to put her in situations where she would have to spend a lot of money. And my dad had a VCR, but she didn't. She had a Betamax, but at that point we weren't renting Betamax tapes anymore. Or maybe it was like if you had a VCR, you could go and you could rent so many more because like there were so many available, you know, in VCR. Can you guys even believe that I'm talking about this? There was like a time when there was like now it's like people just stream stuff. They don't even watch it, you know, like on a DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. But no, seriously, like this was... I was old enough to know that these were movies that we loved. I feel like I was like 11 or 12, maybe. I feel like I would have been like 11 or 12. And my mom said, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really care, Mom, you know, whatever. And she's like, no, like, I really... This is so funny to me. This is like one of my favorite birthdays I've ever had, you know? And I said, okay, I would like to get a VCR. She was like, what do you want for your birthday? I haven't even, you know. And I said, I would like a VCR. And I said, but we can use it in the living room and whatever. She said, seriously? That's what you want? I said, yeah. And I remember we went to H.H. Gregg, which used to be, it was owned by this family here in town, and it was like this appliance store. And we bought this VCR, and I'm sure it was expensive, more expensive than she wanted to spend at the time. But I remember the guy, like, they had these cards that if you like stamped it 10 times, you got a free rental on it. And I remember he started just like, he was like, well, with a purchase of a VCR, you get like 4 free rentals. And then he just like started like stamping. He's like, and for every rental, you get like 4 punches or something. And he was like, and then you get like, so anyway, we ended up renting like all these movies. And we rented like the Thin Man series and with Nick and Nora, you know, and their dog Asta, because when I was growing up, I had a wire-haired fox terrier that looked just like this dog, Asta, from the Nick and Nora Charles movies, which they were detectives that lived in this building in New York City. And my mom, they were the Thin Man series. My mom loved it. And we rented some Alfred Hitchcock movies, and then like this Christmas that we had like years later, my aunt and uncle went out of town. We got Chinese food. My mom and I always got mugu gai pan and egg rolls from this place called the Chinese Ruby, and that used to be on Keystone. It's now a car dealership. And Caroline and I, to this day, we still talk about Chinese Ruby because we loved it so much. It had this huge fish tank in it, and that was what we did. And I think we did do like an ice cream cake or something. I always wanted those like ice cream clowns that like the cone would be their hat and then the ice cream under would be like their face, and then they would write on the face with frosting. I think we might have done that or something like that. But I remember that being like one of the best birthdays ever. And like we just like put on pajamas and like watch these movies till like late at night. I also remember one of my favorite memories ever, and I can just feel how like sticky hot it was. And we were in our guest bedroom. So in the guest bedroom at the house that I grew up in, it was like the size of like, it was real small. It was probably like, I don't even know, but it wasn't tiny, but it wasn't big, right? And we had this L-shaped couch in there that you could pull out and it could be a bed. We have it in the basement here. We also have this round slate table next to it that we had in that room. That was pretty cool. But then we had this huge console TV. Do you guys remember those from back in the day? I mean, you could, the couch, the table, and the chair, and the TV, you couldn't move. The console TV was like, I mean, it was, well, first of all, it was like 3 feet long, the screen and everything, but it was like, it was just this massive TV. And that's where we had the VCR. And I remember, I don't think it was my birthday, but it probably was around that same year. My mom and I, and it was one night, and it was so hot outside. And I think this was the first time I ever saw Rear Window with Alfred Hitchcock. Alex was just talking about that movie the other night because he loves that movie. When I first showed it to him, he like loved it. If you've never seen an Alfred Hitchcock movie before, you should see Rear Window and The Man Who Knew Too Much with Doris Day. So my mom and I were watching Rear Window in the dark, you know, in our PJs, and the windows were open, and we did get a breeze through the windows, but it was so hot. And we had like a fan on it in the corner. I remember, I think I like slept in the room that night or something after we watched the movie because I was so cozy. And at one point, he's like eating a sandwich. And because he has like this maid that's played by Thelma Ritter. So if you don't know the story of Rear Window, it's about this photographer, Jimmy Stewart, and he's like this sports action photographer that's gone all over the world, you know, like followed after the news and things like that. And now he has had an accident because he was like a photographer, or like he was like shooting like these car races and he gets hurt or something. So he is stuck in this wheelchair at home and his leg is completely in a cast and he can't go anywhere. Grace Kelly is his girlfriend that comes and visits him at night, and he's not sure he wants to marry her or not. And so basically his life is stuck. It's like his back window looks out over on this courtyard that's like 4 other brownstones in New York City, so he can see into all their windows. And he witnesses a murder. It just went out of focus. He witnesses a murder, and so it's him trying to solve this murder, right? It's fantastic, and it's fantastically done, and the music is incredible and everything. So, because he can hear the music from the other apartments, and the people having parties and whatever. But anyway, at one point, like, his maid makes him this sandwich and just leaves it for him so he can have it as a snack later. And he's going in and out, and he's falling asleep, and so at one point he's eating this sandwich. So my mom was like, come on, let's go downstairs. So we went downstairs, and we made peanut butter sandwiches, and then we had apples, and so my mom would put salt on her apple, and I can remember we were eating like apples with like salt, and I loved it, and it was so fun. We had such a fun night just eating peanut butter sandwiches, watching Rear Window, eating apples with salt. See, it doesn't take any money to have a great time, and some of the greatest memories that I've ever had in my entire life were those simplest moments that I look back on. Those are the moments that truly, truly, truly made my life, you know? It was like Alex's birthday night was so nice this year, you know, watching the movie outside and whatever, and I think it's sometimes just so, like, I have to say the most impactful thing that I've had so far this summer is just sitting out on my front porch, drinking my coffee, you know, when I get up and talking to my neighbors. I love that. I absolutely love that, you know, and it keeps me grounded, it keeps me grateful. And they're fun, and they're funny, and, you know. Alex and I, we used to watch a lot of movies here in bed. You know, when we first got together, we didn't have a lot of money, and so date nights would be going to Applebee's and doing their 2 for 20. I was telling Caroline that the other night. We would do their 2 for 20, which was, you got, I think it was an appetizer, or 2 salads, side salads to start, or an appetizer, and then 2 entrees. We always got like cheeseburgers and fries, and then like 2 drinks, and it was $20 plus a tip, which that's great, right? And so we would do that like once a week. But we would go to Walmart and we would buy like 2, this was before the Red Box was like really a big deal. We would, or like at that time I think you had to wait like 6 weeks or 2 months or something like that for any of the new movies to come out. So since it was like so expensive for, you know, us to go to the movie theaters, I mean, it was like a $60 night, we would go to Walmart and we would buy 2 of the new movies that were out. They would be like $14.99 or something like that. And then we would buy all of this candy, and we used to buy these popcorn bowls. Some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. They're like tubs of popcorn that you just put in the microwave, and it's like you have your own tub of like movie theater popcorn at home. And, you know, we would have these big fountain drinks from the gas station and whatever, and we'd have all the dogs lined up on the end of a bed. And then we would watch like 2 or 3 movies in a row, just sitting in bed with the windows open and the air coming in, the fan on low. And we did that a lot in the summer. And we'd take, you know, I'd go for a night, so he doesn't love to night swim, but I'd go for a night swim, and then we would watch the movie afterwards. I remember one of the first movies that we did that with was, we bought a zoo, I think. I can't remember who that's with. I think it's with Matt Damon. And that was like the very first movie that Alex ever cried in watching with me. And I don't even really remember that much of it. But one year I told him I wanted all of the Batman movies. One year for Christmas. So he bought me the Batman trilogy of movies, which is so funny because I'm just not interested in those kind of movies at all. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about him. I just like Marvel, DC Comics, all that stuff. I'm just not interested in it. I think if I started watching it and I knew the storylines, maybe I would be a little bit more interested in it. But I'm just not. He loves that stuff. But we watched, it was like Christmas, he bought them for me, and then on Christmas Day, we like, boom, 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 we watched like all of them. They're long movies too. We watched like all, you guys were like, yes, Peter, we know. We've seen all of them. We watched all of them, and they were good. They were really good. That one really handsome guy is in the last one. I can't think of what his name is, but he played the villain. What's his name? I can't think of his name, but anyway. Tom Hardy, is that his name? Is he in any of those Batman movies? Or am I thinking of something else? But yeah, we used to watch a lot of movies. We bought so many movies through the years. We still have them on DVD. You want them? I'm going to take him to the half-price books or donate them somewhere because we don't need them. We don't watch them. And the problem is now you can stream everything, you know? I still have VCR tapes. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you. I still have Betamax tapes. You don't think I do? I do, down in my basement. I got stuff taped. I got Miracle on 34th Street. I got it taped. I do, and at the beginning of it, I don't know if you remember this, but like on local TV stations, they would have somebody hosting it, right? Like if you're as old as me, you know what I'm talking about. So they had this guy, if you're from Indianapolis and you're my age, you're about to die, okay? Because I know for a fact on the Betamax tape that we have in the basement of Miracle on 34th Street, it is hosted by Bob Gregory, who used to be the meteorologist. Look him up if you don't believe me, okay? Curly hair, white grayish hair. And he's hosting, and so he talks at the beginning about Miracle on 34th Street. And I have watched that tape so many times in my childhood that I know to this day, like, what he says. And he's like, this childhood classic of Miracle on 34th, he's like sitting there in this chair with like this Christmas tree and stuff like that. I still have that tape in the basement. True story. Hand to God, I do. Maybe it's VCR, but I don't think it is. Smoky Mountain Christmas, I got that on VCR tape. And I have the bought version of it on, what do you call it? On DVD. Because for a while, I was buying like all of my favorite Christmas movies. But then I loaned it to a friend of mine, and I never got it back. And so I just watch it on YouTube every year now because they have Season of Miracles. Season of Miracles is one of my favorite Christmas movies. That is also on YouTube. And I also have that purchased from, I think that was a Hallmark movie. Patty Duke Aston is in it. She plays the Christmas angel, in case you wanted to know. But Smoky Mountain Christmas, I'm dreaming of a smoke. People think that they are like, I was watching this thing the other day. and this thing, RuPaul's Drag Race, and it was like this dedication to Dolly Parton, and they all came out dressed like Dolly Parton. And I'm like, and as much as I loved what they did, Monet Exchange did, what do you call it? Coat of Many Colors. It was fantastic. Jinx Monsoon did the 9. I was like, if not one of them comes out in the 9 to 5 era, I'm done with this, right? Jinx Monsoon paid homage to the 9 to 5 era, but the rest of them were all just kind of like the Dolly that everybody thinks of. And I'm like, y'all don't know like the real Dolly, okay? Like, I'm dreaming of a Smoky Mountain Christmas. You can take the girl from the country, I have heard them say. But you cannot take, my snaps are off. But you cannot take the country from the girl. It is like my all-time favorite Christmas movie, and the reason why my mom and my ex and I started spending Christmases in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because I wanted to have a Dolly Parton Christmas, Smoky Mountain Christmas. True story. That is absolutely true. But you can watch that movie on YouTube, and you can also see where her friend, she thinks, makes her squirrel stew, and how she hangs a room, and all kinds of stuff. John Ritter from Three's Company is also in it. It's really good movie, cute movie. I've talked for almost an hour, and I didn't think I had much to say tonight. But I guess I did. I kind of miss those late movie nights. Those were always fun. Maybe if Alex and I don't do anything this... Well, now we always have TV shows to watch, though. Real Housewives of Dubai. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Maybe if we don't have anything to do this weekend, we'll get some treats and hang out in bed. I got my treats. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I got caramels covered in dark chocolate. Oh, they're so good. But I also got... about broke my tooth, too, eating it. English toffee. Oh, it's so good, you guys. It's like English toffee bark. It's so good. Okay, my bark is worse than my bite, I guess, because let me just tell you, I about bit into that. I was like, it is so good, though. It is so good. So anyway, all right, I'm going to get off here now. I wanted to get this vlog done tonight because I have to Uber to my hair appointment tomorrow and Uber home, and then I'm going to probably make some other videos on my other channels, and I just didn't know what I would get to. So I wanted to make sure I had a vlog up. You guys have been so fantastic for watching my vlog since I've been back. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. I'm just having such a blast doing this. I really was like... You know, in thinking a lot about coming back and how I was going to do each of my channels, I really didn't know what I was going to do with this vlog. You know, I thought, well, maybe I'll do like 1 or 2 on the back porch. We are not spending any time on the back porch this summer. You know, maybe I'll do one in the front porch. You know, maybe I'll do one from the bedroom. And I thought, you know, like, it's not going to be an everyday thing because it's going to be so hard. Like, who's going to want to watch me sitting on a front porch talking? And it's just been fantastic. You guys have been... so nice and just so unbelievable, and I really enjoy sitting out here and vlogging. It's really cathartic for me, and it really just feels like I'm having a conversation, and I love you guys so much, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And to all of you that thanked me for saying, you know, you're going to be okay, that this too shall pass and things are going to get better, it's the truth. It's the truth. And that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be bad days ahead or bad things aren't going to happen, or, you know, we're going to have tragedies in our life, because we're going to. We're going to. You know, that's life. It's the peaks and the valleys. But, you know, there are going to be those days that we that we do okay. And those days are ahead for you. Trust me. And if you don't believe it, then maybe you can believe that I believe it. And then we'll get there together, right? And that's how we lean on each other for strength, I think, in life, right? So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and the beginning to your weekend. I hope you have exciting plans for this weekend. And remember these 3 very important things. Number 1, that you can start your day over whenever you want. If you're having a bad day, just say, hey, what? Hey, you know, hey, what? Hey, you know, hey, what? You know what? I'm going to start my day over today, right now. And I'm just going to say, going forward, I'm going to have a more positive day. And number 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone, because you just want to do it to put positive, good energy out there into the world. And I think it also helps us work on being a better person. And number 3, make sure that you reach out to, number 3, and most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you, because you don't know, you might be making somebody's day. You might be turning their frown upside down, and those people out there that need to hear that they're going to be okay, maybe you're the one to tell them, and they need to hear it from you. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of those things in the comment section below. I never say that over here, do I? What am I saying that for? I guess all I need to say is, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!